Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Alberta Classic. Now to the 11th hole, we pick up with our featured golfer. Been a steady performance so far early in this first round, but at some point, Frank, they need to take steady to spectacular.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Rich, and really sooner rather than later, that's for sure. But, yeah, steady becomes boring if it stays on for too long.
Second shot, good look at the green. Frank, you've played golf all over the world. What are your impressions of Banff Springs?
It's nice, Rich. I was actually in Calgary many a year ago, and I'm disappointed I never got to play the Banff golf course. Getting to see it today, it's one that I would have put on my bucket list.
Frank, I thought that was in. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. All right, on to the 12th hole, 442-yard par 4. What do you like about this hole, Frank?
He's going for a little extra.
Really powering up here.
Smoked that one.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That will be a great look at birdie. From about 8 feet. Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. 13th hole, par 3, 225 yards, and heavily bunkered around that green, Frank.
It is, but that green gets narrower as the hole gets longer. Nothing wrong with hitting the ball sort of the middle part of the green here.
Hide the flag stick from that man. Locked in on the read and the speed. So a good birdie, and the score looks good too. 2 under for the tournament. Frank, this par 4 14th hole at about 440 yards will test you all the way up to that green, won't it?
Yeah, it certainly will. It just looks like you should bash it over those bunkers down the left side, but the green pitches from left to right. So the best access is actually down the right side, coming in from that sort of right line. So don't be fooled here.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
And this will be fine, just a little left of the flag.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
It's no snack, though.
Oh my gosh, that hurts. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Now to the 15th tee, and Frank, this looks like a fun shot to hit.
It won't play its full yardage because of that elevated tee, but a good one out here. We might see one of those 350, 360 plus yard drives.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Frank's starting to make the move.
Leaderboard very volatile at the moment, so a lot of move in that middle piece of the leaderboard. Top 20 so far.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Today, it's live second round coverage of the Alberta Classic. Frank, looking out here on the 15th hole, this looks like a spot where you could really crank one that you could tell your buddies about.
It's another hole that suits a player that hits the ball right to left. It's no surprise to see why Rory PGA plays well around here. Nice, big, high towering draw. It's going to go that extra yardage because of the elevation.
Frank, what about this second shot here at 15?
It's one of the longest par fours on the golf course, Rich, so you don't want to get too greedy. Green does open up on that left side. You can see that bunker on the front of the green. It sort of protects that right side, so you've got to try and bring it in. One of the few shots you could actually cut it into this green. This golf course normally suits a draw, but this hole here you could do well with one that goes in the other direction.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Frank, where has that been?
Yeah, thank God for small mercies.
Frank, the 16th hole, 414 yards, par 4, is nicknamed GOAT. Would that be greatest of all time, or is it just because the possibility you could see old Billy out there here in the Canadian Rockies?
I'd like to think it's the greatest of all time. I've never seen a GOAT hit a draw, that's why. That's what's needed off this tee once again. The first bunker should easily be able to carry that, and well, if you're the greatest of all time, this is a fairway, you'll certainly hit.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Players bracing against these strong, gusty winds. Really a challenge out there.
Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday, and another opportunity on the way. Just playing excellent golf. 5 under for the tournament. Now to the 17th, 374 yards, and Frank, players might be licking their chops here.
They certainly would, Rich. Bunkers left and right, but they can be carried with an aggressive tee shot. It'll set up just a short iron into a green that pitches towards you. So maybe just a little bit underneath the flag with a second shot. And really a chance to have a fast finish.
Frank, as we get set for this second shot here at 17, did you like the aggressive play off the tee?
Well, fortunately, you've got a second shot here, but now you've got to fashion some sort of bump and run. But it's a bit dicey trying to hit it all the way up there off the tee. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Frank, how much does that birdie help the cause?
Well, it doesn't look like much right now, Rich, just sneaking inside the top 20. But at the end of the day, that might be the one that turned the tide.
Here we are at the 18th at Banff Springs, 578-yard par 5. Frank, did you like to finish a round with a par 5?
Certainly if I could birdie it, that's for sure. And there's a good chance here at 18 you can, but there's bunkers galore. They're all in play for various standards of play. But the reward is if you can pump one down the middle of the fairway there, and then you reduce this par 5 to simply a drive and an iron. Second shot.
He's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Ooh, that hurts. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Well, Frank, as we wrap things up here at Banff Springs, we think about reasons we love this game. A, the competition, but I think also where it takes us to amazing places like the Canadian Rockies.
It was a great day to play golf and take pictures, but the golf course right in front of you, it is absolutely beautiful to the eye and rewarding too for some good golf.
Well, that'll wrap it up for all of us here at EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo saying, until next time. EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Alberta Classic.
He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Oh, I liked that. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds.
Oh, this is right at it.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Par 3 13th, it's 225 yards. Frank, you happy walking out of here with a 3?
Yeah, take a 3, go to the next hole, unless it's match play.
appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
So in the first cut here, it could be worse.
Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the troubles just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle. Settles in over the putt. Been a little too much of that, Frank. Just sort of ho-hum pars. Frank, this par 4 14th hole at about 440 yards will test you all the way up to that green, won't it?
Yeah, it certainly will. It just looks like you should bash it over those bunkers down the left side, but the green pitches from left to right. So the best access is actually down the right side, coming in from that sort of right line. So don't be fooled here.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Now zeroing in on this second shot here at the par 4 14th.
You can keep the second shot a little right of the flag here. The general contours kick a little left here away from the bunkers on the right. That would be the ideal shot in here.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. So a tester from 4 feet. Great shot to get the birdie. Well, now the par 4s begin to stretch out a little bit. The 15th here, Frank, is 475 yards.
Certainly want to put your big shoes on here. Nice big slinging draw off the tee might help go a little further. It does go downhill considerably, so you get a little bit more run out of the tee shot if you did that.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, I'm always fascinated by the way professionals approach the game and how different it is from us amateurs. You're not just standing up and hitting a shot, hoping to catch it on the middle of the face. You're thinking about lower high, left to right, or right to left.
Yeah, there's two schools of thought, really. You're either moving the shot away from something or towards something. So this is a great example here. You could be moving the ball away from the left side of the green, but closer towards the flag.
Should be pretty good right there on the safe side. Well, that is a ball striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
Sneaking into contention here. That birdie.
Top 15 now on the leaderboard. 3 rounds in the books, outside the top 10 going to the final 18. Frank, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think you're going to have to approach the final round in a couple of different phases. Try and be aggressive early on. If you do get a few birdies in the bank, you really still can fancy yourself with a chance to win. It'll all depend on that start tomorrow.
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Alberta Classic. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Good swing, good shot yet again. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
Just a couple of feet. Never a bad score on the card. That's par. And Frank, ahead on the green, you could have a really crazy putt if you're not careful.
This is probably the most undulating green on the golf course, so you do not want to be going in with too flat a second shot. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Headed to the right, just a tad. He'll be pretty happy with that one, about 20 feet away in a good spot. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good, line looked good, just did not take that final break.
So just a formality here. Did the job right there. Frank, the 16th hole, 414 yards, par 4, is nicknamed GOAT. Would that be greatest of all time, or is it just because the possibility you could see old Billy out there here in the Canadian Rockies?
I'd like to think it's the greatest of all time. I've never seen a GOAT hit a draw, that's why, and that's what's needed off this tee once again. The first bunkie should easily be able to carry that, and, well, if you're the greatest of all time, this is a fairway, you'll certainly hit. Oh, solid strike. Right in the heart of the green.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
Good question.
Now to the 17th, 374 yards, and Frank, players might be licking their chops here.
They certainly would, Reg. Bunkers left and right, but they can be carried with an aggressive tee shot. It would set up just a short iron into a green that pitches towards you. So maybe just a little bit underneath the flag with a second shot. And really a chance to have a fast finish.
Frank, how about the second shot now to the 17th?
Well, the nice layback off the tee means you have a full shot in. You can go at virtually any flag now.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Oh, I thought he had that. That was not a very good read right there. And getting ready for the putt. That is a solid par putt. Well, Frank, this sets up for an exciting finish here at Banff Springs, a 578-yard par 5.
There's just about a bunker in play for every length of tee shot here, so know exactly which one you can carry and exactly which one you cannot reach.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Frank, he might like this one. He might like... Oh, he's going to love it. Well, hello there. That's an eagle.
Might be languishing in the middle of the pack, but at least celebrate that.
Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf, and it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.